Fast, so furious, but a cast and curious. Welcome to the Cast and the Curious. My name is Sarah Griffith, and I've never, ever seen any of the Fast and Furious movies.
Oh man,
Did you like that?
I loved it. I had not heard that song before. You would not tell me.
No, because I thought this would be a great surprise.
And indeed it was. I'm Bridgett Greenberg, and I love these movies dearly and am so excited to show my dear, dear friend and co-host, not in that order,
Colleague, just say colleague.
Yeah, colleague Sarah Griffith about these.
Yeah, I guess some background. I've never seen these movies. Mm-hmm. They just came and went into theaters for me. I literally, at a certain point, just kind of, I think it was Tokyo Drift that I just brushed them off as like, well, these are silly and dumb. And then just like never gave them a second thought. I also did that for Mission Impossible. And 2 years ago, I watched all of those movies and they fucking rule. So with F9 coming out, I thought I want to get in on the action. And I thought it'd be fun if we went on this journey together. Because maybe you listening right now are also on a Fast and Furious journey that I'm on, you're on, we're in this together.
We're all family.
We are family.
Family. That's a big theme in these movies, if you did not catch on.
They certainly say it quite a bit. There's literal family members in this movie.
Yeah. I guess my relationship to these movies is I remember seeing the first one, and I remember, well, we just watched the first one. Sarah has yet to see the second one, so I don't want to spoil too much.
Yeah, because clearly I'm unspoiled.
Yes. Much unlike the cars in these movies. I'll leave now. But yeah, I saw the first one, loved it. The second one took place in my hometown, so obviously it was a big deal around. And then from then on in, I was on board with these movies. In college, it was a big deal when these were when they started resurging again at like, I think 6 started coming out when we were in college.
Yeah, I feel like the last 3 or 4 that have come out have been huge movies.
Yeah, I remember seeing 7. It was just like a big deal, and we'd all get like very, very drunk and go to these movies in college. Wow. And so they've stuck with me quite a bit. I'm a big fan of this franchise. And I'm pretty cynical when it comes to movie franchises.
You are.
But not this one, baby.
Is this your Star Wars?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, that's hard to say, but probably
Star Wars is kind of the Star Wars.
Yeah, I would say Star Wars is my Star Wars still, but it's up there for me. I hold these movies near and dear to my heart.
I get it. The race wars.
Oh boy, yeah, yeah. I mean, what I love, especially about the first one, is how. So it came out on my birthday in 2001.
Yeah, that's crazy that you didn't know that.
Yeah, I did not realize that. I didn't see it in theaters.
Okay.
I think I saw it later on cable.
Okay, so you're a fake fan.
I'm a fake fan. Well, also, I don't think my parents took me on what would have been my 8th birthday.
Math. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yes.
My 8th birthday to see the Fast and Furious movies. That was not what I was doing. But it is so of this time. Like from the plot to everything they were wearing and like the graphics on this movie. So 2001.
Like I said, it looks like a Brian De Palma film. Like it looks like that genre of like action that is so like instantly recognizable of this time period.
Oh yeah, you're
everything from seeing so many women's belly buttons, just every woman,
bare midriffs,
so much belly button, and like the colors of the car, like they don't make those paint colors anymore.
No, it's very like in MTV Cribs when they would show those houses and then we would get to their garage and Missy Elliott would have like a lime green Lamborghini.
Just
and
a lot of
Like,
decals.
what? A lot of
cars.
decals.
So many decals.
Well, in the race wars, they show people sticking on the decal.
Yes.
which is ridiculous and like not a cool looking part of putting together a race car.
Yeah. So we should probably just go through this like from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Right. And right at the top. So I made a note. I thought I was going to maybe take more notes, but I was honestly just so
wrapped up in the world.
So as a result, I have a note in my iPhone that just says, tuna on white, no crust.
Yes.
Because that's the sandwich Paul Walker orders. And I think like the tuna, it's a play on like... I think it was kind of like a fish reference to the fact that like he's checking out the tuna. He's checking out Amanda Peet.
Jordana Brewster.
Oh my God.
Way off.
They are the same person.
I don't think you know what Amanda Peet looks like.
I guess I don't. Jordana Brewster. Wow. Yeah. Is she only in these movies? Like,
I think when I was looking on the IMDb trivia, I think so. I think it was this movie either took place, 5 years after her last role.
Oh, wow. Well, good for her.
Yeah. But yeah, Paul Walker, that's how I don't know if that was the original plan he has as he infiltrates Dominic Toretto's
so
crew.
We should also probably say this. Again, totally unspoiled. Okay, I do know that Han dies.
Okay.
That I know. Only because the word Han comes up in my life so much.
This is going to be a tough podcast for me.
I truly don't know anything. And so when it was revealed
I can't tell you anything, so I don't know what content we're making here.
Well, okay, so when Brian was revealed to be an undercover agent, I was absolutely shocked.
Yeah, you said something to me while we watched these movies. So we were watching these movies or we just watched the first movie, and in the middle, the cops pull Brian over after his first drag race, and you mentioned like, so you made some snarky, annoying comment.
Well, he asked. He was like, "What did I do?" And then they don't tell him. We're like, "Well, you can't just fucking arrest somebody."
Right?
Come on.
Yeah. So they're arresting him, and you were like, "Well, they need to read him his Miranda rights." And I was like, "Oh, you really know nothing about these movies." So that's when I decided to film your reaction.
My jaw truly dropped.
Yeah.
Was that okay? Going into the movie, is that something that you know, or is it supposed to be a surprise for new viewers like me?
It is supposed to be a surprise. I just knew you, like, the way you were talking, I knew it wasn't that shocking, at least when I found out. I was like, oh, this movie makes sense now. It was like a piece clicked into place.
Yeah.
For you, it read like a real twist.
Well, it was a twist.
And it was, for me, and I think most viewers are like, oh, that makes sense now. Like, I get.
Okay, yes, but it's a twist.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. I just knew you were going to, because of the way you're talking, like, oh, you really are going to get thrown for a loop in a minute.
No, I literally, when I say I don't know anything about these movies, I don't know any. Can I say something kind of awful? When Paul Walker died, that was when I found out who Paul Walker was. I literally had never even heard of the guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you seen Varsity Blues?
No, I'm sorry. Is that the next?
That's a Texas movie, Sarah. That's a Texas movie.
I know, but haven't seen it.
It's a great movie. James Vanderbeek.
I don't mean to disappoint you, but I also have not seen
John
2
Voight
through 8 of the Fast and Furious films, nor have I seen Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh my God. This is
Hobbes and Hobbes?
Calvin and Hobbes.
Calvin and Hobbes. So, okay, but going back to the beginning, tuna on white, no crust, should have been a dead giveaway that he's a narc.
Yeah, that is one. He's a child. Like, it's
ordering tuna at a gas station.
At a gas station on a hot LA summer.
Ugh.
On white bread?
Yeah.
I don't, like, does he expect his
No crust. That tuna's gonna fall out of that soggy sandwich.
Yeah. Does he just think me as his mom and just like, pack me a lunch, Ma?
He might as well have gotten seriously a glass of milk with that.
Oh, I wouldn't have been surprised if he like was drinking a chocolate milk.
Later, they do eat shrimp, and I kind of am working on a theory that Officer Brian here only eats seafood. Maybe he's a pescatarian.
Maybe. He's a real California
they
boy.
were eating chicken at the grill, though, weren't they? At the house?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
At the fucking trap house?
At the trap house, yeah.
Oh, my God.
That they hang out in. But yeah, the plot of that movie, what doesn't, as someone who watches and loves these movies, it always confused me. What came first in the plotting? Like, is his goal to infiltrate this gang by hitting on Dom's sister and ordering a tuna fish sandwich from her every day?
Yeah, like, because he's trying to buddy up with Dom.
Right.
Probably going to Dom via dating the sister is, like, not a great first impression for, like, these machismo kind of guys.
Right. Well, yeah, he's a bad cop. He's very bad at his job.
We're going to talk about this a lot, but he really is not good at his job.
He's shit because he, like, obviously what he is doing there, Dom works at that weird gas station.
Whatever the fuck that is.
That weird bodega in an island in the middle of downtown LA.
I guess, yeah.
And so clearly he's trying to get close to Dom, but then starts flirting with his sister.
Yeah.
Which is an insane way to get inside a calling it a criminal organization feels weird, but I guess that's what it is.
They're a team. They said
they're a team. Yeah,
they're a team.
They're not a gang. They're a team.
They're a team.
They're a family.
I will also add, just to the confusion of what is going on, what's going where, who's doing what, on the Amazon summary that we have, they talk about. It was something like they're selling and dealing heroin.
Yeah, I, again, know these movies and knew the plot. And when the movie ended and it went back to the like Amazon homepage screen and it mentioned heroin dealers, I had to go through the IMDb plot summary to make sure that I had not missed something in my millionth view of this movie.
Yeah. So the plot at one point I
want to hear you describe the plot of this movie.
At one point I truly was like, I thought I knew what was going on.
Yeah.
But it got back on track.
Yes. It was kind of clear to me that I might have to explain to you what happened because it's not super clear unless you watch these movies a bunch.
Times. So basically my understanding is that Dom and his team are hijacking these trucks with DVD players in them, which is how you know this movie
was made in 2001. Yeah.
I mean,
they're giant DVD players.
The DVD player, in terms of being a high value product, really only had a window of like 15 years of being worth any kind of money.
15 is generous.
Yeah, maybe even like closer to 10.
Yeah, these things are huge too. They're it looks like a kitchen counter.
They are massive.
Yeah.
So they're stealing these DVD players to then sell, and then from that money, they're tricking out these cars and illegally racing. They're racing up against other teams, other groups,
squads, families,
other families who just coincidentally happen to all belong to certain ethnic groups, because it did kind of seem like the teams were divided ethnically.
It did. Yes, on a further inspection, it does seem like the teams are segregated. Yes.
Yes.
They, I will say, become less so as these movies go on, with the exclusion of the third one.
Okay.
Obviously, because the moniker.
Takes place
in Tokyo.
In Tokyo.
Yeah.
I do know that much.
Okay.
From the title I've gathered.
I don't know if you know the monikers to all these movies.
Famously, of course.
Yes.
These are, just as a side note here, probably some of the more iconic film titles. Because even though I am so Fast and Furious illiterate, I do know all of the movies, what they're called. I said before we started watching this that I think Too Fast, Too Furious is the greatest sequel name. And I'm so glad finally had the balls in Hollywood to give us what we want in terms of funny and clever sequel names. So, and I think part of the reason why, though, I'm kind of stuck on this whole, they're divided by ethnic groups is because, and we really cannot talk about this enough, the name of the final, big to-do drag race battle is called The Race Wars. And they say it so many times.
Like
and
it's not a thing.
I'm like, listen to the words you are saying, hear them, reverberate back, and then try to comprehend, and then maybe ask a friend, hey, that checks out, right?
Yeah.
The Speed Wars. The Speedy Times.
The working title, one of the many working titles of the movie was Race Wars. Which, thank God, I didn't have to identify myself as a fan of the Race Wars.
Seriously. That is so... It's so naive. It's not the last time. Like, willfully ignorant.
It's dumb, and it's hard to chalk up to it being a different time, because one, not that different.
Yeah.
Two, they continue in other movies to use the phrase race wars.
You're kidding me.
Like, this is not the last. I have
to hear more people talk about the race wars.
It's not a lot, but it's not the last you're going to hear of the race wars.
Oh my God.
In this context.
I will say, in terms of movies that have aged, certainly like the early 2000s, I think we're all kind of looking back on now. I was like, ooh, some of these. And I will say this one doesn't age horribly. I would, a healthy problematic, I'd label it.
Yeah.
The one part of the movie that I think you and I both were like, yikes, looking at this now is insane, is the raid of Johnny Tran's team in his house.
Yeah.
Like they bring out like SWAT gear. It's very violent. It's very aggressive.
Yes.
And then ultimately they don't really have anything to charge him with.
Right.
And they pretty much just had the word of the worst officer in the world. Brian O'Connor. Kill me with that fucking name, by the way. Brian O'Connor. Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, his fake undercover name was still his real first name.
Yes. Now, I will say, in defense of that, I actually listened to a podcast about the witness protection program. And when you go in a witness protection program, they give you a name that has the same initials and will very often take your name and just like slightly adjust it. So you'd be like Brittany.
Right.
Garbage can. I don't know.
That is so not my witness protection program name, but my stripper name.
I was going to say your garbage pail can name.
That's my garbage pail can, yeah.
So, I mean, I will give them that. The fact that his name is Brian and his fake name is Brian, okay, fine.
I think with Undercover Cops, it's a little different, though. I think
that is true.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's
Also, wait a second. Dom was like, "We looked you up on the web. We found out whatever." Everything. It's like, can you? Because you looked up a fake name.
Well, the cover worked. That just means finally the cops seem to the police department.
Yeah, I guess
and FBI seem to
actually
understand.
Did something in their fucking stupid ass Airbnb.
Yeah,
a killer house, but completely unnecessary. That's just a waste of taxpayer dollars.
Oh, yeah.
That made me mad.
Yeah, they are in some sort of Beverly Hills mansion.
Built by Eddie Fisher for Liz Taylor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Homewrecker.
Yeah.
I wonder actually if you can Airbnb it. That'd be kind of fun. Get some Coronas, get the fam.
Get the fam together with, Yeah, the Corona marketing in these movies is top-notch product placement.
Yeah.
Some of the best.
Because this is also an expensive movie. There were shots in there that were just money. Like, I'm just looking at...
It's not as expensive, or maybe for 2001, I looked at it, it was $38 million.
Wow. $38 million could get you a long way.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of... Because a movie budget like this, like now that, those movies cost way more than that now.
You could probably make it for like
you triple
$500 million.
Yeah, you triple that budget.
Because you're going to get triple that back.
Yeah, I mean, the movie was a success. Was a box office success.
Because it was not called The Race Wars.
Because it was not called The Race Wars.
Jesus. Fucking Christ.
The bad FBI raids are certainly like real hard to stomach now, because the FBI does break into this man's home and choke slam him, only later to find out that and they knew the evidence they were going in with was bad.
Yeah.
And then they
really just kind of went off the word of Officer Shithead.
Yeah, to
worst cop
to choke slam a man in front of his family and point guns at them.
Yes.
Granted, he is a bad guy. Johnny Tran is a bad guy.
Which, by the way, the name Johnny Tran, I really am having a hard time sitting with. It sounds, I said this, but like it really does sound like an old-timey slur against like Asian people.
It's a lazy name. It's a lazy
Johnny
name.
Tran has got to be a top 10.
Well, Dominic Toretto is so good
That's
that
a
I
great
feel
name.
like they
topped out.
They were like, well, we got that one. So here's Brian O'Connor and
by the way,
Johnny
the
Tran.
other names are like Mia and Jesse, which I think are very.
Well, Letty is great.
Letty is a great name. I like the guy Leon. I think that's a good name.
Yeah.
Vince is a great name.
Uh-huh.
But definitely Jesse and Mia stick out to me as being like, this movie was made in 2000.
Yes. And
Mia, for some reason, just is like such a late 90s, early 2000s name for me.
Yeah. Mia Hamm, I think, is why you're thinking of that.
I do love the Olympics.
I know you love the Olympics.
I do love the Olympics. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right.
Yeah. But Jesse is also the same character as Pauly Shore's character in the Goofy movie.
Yes.
Same. They dress exactly the same.
Yes. Is Jesse the one that is a savant, but they're writing that off as ADD?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Because that is also the one that's like, okay, this is clearly
you misunderstood.
turn of the century.
Yeah.
This is such a gross misunderstanding of this mental illness. And also, it's not the right mental illness.
Yeah, they get it wrong.
He's not attention deficit disorder would not make you behave like that.
Not make you a car savant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like socially he lacks some maturity. Like, I mean, which maybe, look, he might have some, mental illness. That's okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not ADD.
No.
And that's insane to say, like, this is what ADD behavior is.
It might be in the mix, but certainly the things he described, I was like, I don't.
Also, after he says that ADD line, does he not kind of put on a little bit of an affectation the rest of the film? Like, he just comes off as like...
It's weird. The whole thing is weird. There's also a moment where there's a real weird and uncalled for slur, homophobic slur.
Couple slurs, which, I think we can dive into my theory about that character. Vince, right? That was his character's name?
Yeah.
I think very deeply repressed homosexual.
I wouldn't be surprised. He is the one who throws out the unnecessary homophobic slur in the beginning.
He does.
And he
makes a few comments.
He makes a few comments.
Like, oh, you're going to wear the dress after you're done doing the dishes or whatever. Yeah.
And
while wearing a mesh shirt.
Tank top. Yeah, it is a bold accusation to throw at someone from a man in a mesh tank top.
I think there's layers to this film. There's many layers.
Hey, it's a thinker. You walk away and you're like, wait, there was a plot to that movie.
All of a sudden, Amazon is telling you heroin was involved, even though I don't think anyone even used that word.
No, at no point were drugs mentioned in this movie.
Nary a syringe to be seen.
No. And you don't even see people smoking weed. Like, there's nothing.
Literally, at their worst, they're drinking Coronas.
Yeah, they're drinking beer. No one drinks hard liquor. Mia asked Paul Walker at one point to get her a drink, and he hands her a Snapple.
A Snapple. So it's like, let's get out of here. Like, what?
With the movie as violent and with the weird car sex scene between Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Still pretty PG movie.
Yeah, actually.
Although it was given an R rating.
Yeah,
for the violence. The violence.
Well, yeah, and I think they're pretty liberal on fuck a few times, I think. Which, I mean, I think for this kind of movie, you need that. You definitely need the fuck thing.
Yeah.
The other layer I want to get into, maybe this film, a response to LAPD, shenanigans from the 90s. Shenanigans, I don't want to say that. That makes it sound trivial. But they were, had a very rough history at that time.
Yes.
And now we have an LA officer in this film who sucks at his job.
Yeah.
Perhaps there's a commentary there.
Perhaps. And that layer of this movie, because as the series goes on, the plots get a little thinner. And
as they should.
It becomes,
because this one was just a touch too much.
Yeah, this one has actual action movie, almost like Undercover Spy.
Yes,
plotting, which is not done very well. As much as I love it, but that's not why you're watching these movies. And they eventually come to realize you're watching these movies because these guys are superheroes in superhero cars.
Yeah,
that don't work according to the laws of physics. So this one,
they don't follow the laws of the road. They don't follow the laws of physics.
So this one definitely is the most grounded in I am hesitant to say a real world thing, but real world things.
I said at the end of this movie, I said this was actually kind of smarter than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Kinda.
And it's because also
it's a very generous kinda.
Yeah, it is a kind of, because it's not why I fell in love with these movies by any means. It's not. I don't follow them like I follow James Bond movies, where I'm like, there's cool, but also there's something I'm following here.
Yes.
Like I get the objectives of everybody.
Yeah.
Those become a little unnecessary at some point, and you're like, the cars go fast.
Well, here's the thing. Like, even at their most expensive, I don't think DVD play like this whole the truck sequence, whatever, where I thought the truck driver was acting incredibly insane.
Yes,
that guy was crazy. But he was shooting up his own cabin. It was gonna fucking murder people.
But I believe
to protect maybe $15,000 worth of electronics in his cab.
Yes,
fuck that.
Pull over. In defense of the movie, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong here, audience, the FBI and the truck drivers had at that point gotten together to stop this raid. So I think they have a little bit of license by the FBI or our FBI agents in those cars.
That would make sense, because that truck driver reloaded a gun while driving.
Yeah. That being said, not an appropriate response by the FBI to shoot a sawed-off shotgun point blank at a person whose arm is being lacerated because they were dangling off the side of your truck.
Yeah, well, I mean, clearly the FBI is just moving fast and fucking loose with
and
stop.
You want to take that back?
God damn it. They were fast.
Sarah, at one point while we were watching this movie, did turn to me, pause the movie and say, this is going to sound silly, but they are going so fast.
They were going so fast. In that drag race at the beginning.
That scene is incredible.
They are going so fast. The background behind them, they go into like warp speed.
Yeah, they go into light speed. You know, and
they're going over 104. Yeah. I can't even conceptualize how fast that is.
And fun fact,
on an LA street.
And fun fact, that's not like even an editing trick. That's what happened when they put the camera on front of the car.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh. Well, you read the IMDb trivia. I was like, oh shit.
No.
I would believe it though, because they were going so fast.
Yeah, no, they were not actually going over 140 miles per hour on a film set.
How fast does NASCAR drive?
I mean, I don't know, but as someone who, not to brag, works in film, I would never let someone drive that fast.
Hey, if someone who works in film, this movie was almost called The Race Wars. Yeah. You don't think that maybe there were some production choices that were a little shaky? Just a smidge.
Oh, I mean, a ton.
Oh my God. No, they do go so fast.
They do go fast. Yeah, Paul Walker's mad that his car tops out at 140 miles an hour.
At Dodger Stadium, by the way. There is not a lot of runway to drive that fast there.
No, not at all. Although you can get pretty lost in that parking lot.
You absolutely can, and we have.
Yeah, he gets mad his car tops out at 140. So then in that first, I think in the franchise, one of my favorite scenes is in this movie when he goes to that first drag race.
Oh, hell yeah. That was cool as fuck.
But when he arrives to I guess when Johnny Tran first shows up.
Johnny Tran?
No, when the car blows up after Johnny Tran blows up.
Oh, that whole
amazing sequence of events. And it's
really cool.
The essence of those movies, right away. I could just watch that, I want to say 20-minute chunk of the movie.
It's more like 5.
Yeah, it's definitely 5. But, I just, that sequence is what you want from Fast and the Furious.
Exactly.
And everything. They roll into a ridiculous car event. Paul Walker's car then explodes because he was mad at where it topped out. And so he puts too much NOS in it. Which
oh my God, the fucking
I also want to talk about. I don't understand why in these. I understand it's a drag race. All bets are off. It still feels a little cheap to win via NOS. It feels like there should be. I get there are no rules, but they're
some
rules.
It's
still a sport.
Yeah,
you're still playing a game
for money.
Yes,
a lot of
for money in your car
and respect.
Yeah. And I know, these guys only live a quarter mile at the time, but you are in competition with someone.
Paul Walker
as a competitive maniac.
Yeah.
I would be pissed if you won by NOS.
Yeah.
But his car explodes and then 10
he also
seconds later.
Operates a laptop while driving.
dangerous.
Like, just full on typing on a laptop.
The most dangerous thing that happens in this movie.
Honestly.
Checking emails while driving.
The 2001 was blowing up. It's like, guys, not
2001 version of checking your emails while driving.
Undercover.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, his fucking car dies, and there's a whole scene that's like, your car doesn't even work anymore, and then it promptly works.
Double shifting, Granny clutching, not double shifting like it should.
He said this perfectly when it happened in the movie.
Yeah, because it is the best monologue in cinema history.
It is good. But like that floorboard fell out underneath the passenger side, which it means that when Vin Diesel gets in the car, he's Flintstoning.
The perfectly undamaged car that we just saw in borderline flames moments before.
There was smoke, absolutely.
Yeah, the floor fell up. So Vin Diesel should have gotten in that car with his feet on the seat, like eating his knees.
Yeah.
But Vin Diesel's ego wouldn't let him do that. I don't understand. And then the car blows up again.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Ah, damn, the car blew up." And I was like, well, it was about to literally moments before.
Like, dude, this fucking thing.
This already happened.
Done.
We've
this
been
car
here.
Is done.
Yeah, we've been here.
Done.
Somehow you fixed it.
Oh my God. Hey, can I throw a theory about this film, and maybe we'll see how it plays into the other films?
Okay.
We establish Officer Brian Bad Cop.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever his last name is. He has been ordering tuna at this gas station every day for 3 weeks. Let's maybe say Monday through Friday. Business days.
Yeah.
And now he's making insane choices and like just being, do you see where I'm going with this?
He has mercury poisoning?
He has mercury poisoning.
I am
Can
down.
we maybe talk about this a second?
I'm down to follow this thread as this goes on. This is gonna stick with us on this one because this will be an interesting lens to view these movies.
Yeah, because he just continues to make choices that don't add up.
No.
And is kind of like in between. Like sometimes it's like he is helping the FBI. He's not.
Right. He does the
He almost immediately forgets that his job is to bust Dom.
Yes. He lets him go. He lets one of my favorite stupid parts of this movie is at the end. A motorcycle of Johnny. I think it is Johnny Tran's motorcycle. At full speed hits a wall. And then like everyone, all the pedestrians, or not, but people in cars stop and they're like, "What the hell is going on?" And Brian yells at someone to call 911.
Dude.
To be fair, as he runs away to go let Dom drive away in his car.
Yeah.
But
I thought he shot Johnny Tran.
The motorcycle chase.
Okay.
Yeah. He clearly loses the thread of his job so many times throughout this movie. Not just in the sense of like
he's hitting on Mia. Yeah.
Yeah, or like he genuinely likes these people, like in the Point Break way that it was meant.
Yeah.
But like clearly just like forgets that he is working at all. Like
there's literally one point when I have to watch Vin Diesel eat shrimp, which I don't ever need to see that ever again. I hope that doesn't come up in any more movies. But he's like, I need to know right now, how are you affording these parts? Like, I know you're not like like, oh, he actually is.
He's
like,
interrogating someone.
Yeah, but then Vin Diesel's like, these are directions to the race wars, and all of a sudden we're back at the fucking race wars.
Any decent police work Brian begins to do stops in its tracks. Like a half a second later.
Yeah. He tops out. His car tops out, and Officer Brian tops out.
Yeah, he
almost right away.
Not the smartest man.
No, because he's suffering from mercury poisoning
from the bad tuna fish he's eating at Toretto's Cafe.
Seriously, can you imagine eating tuna that much?
Yeah.
That is too much tuna.
They mention it several times, and they mention several times how the tuna is bad. So they were serving him knowingly bad tuna.
Yeah. We need to call the health inspector.
Yeah, Toretto's needs to be shut down. There are DVD players in the back.
Wow.
You can sell them on the 2001 black market for, I don't know, probably like $5,000.
Seriously.
In total.
Yeah, to me, none of this money tracked or made sense or equated to these car parts. Also, I will genuinely compliment the film in that I think that there are, crazy as it sounds, I think there's some moments where the filmmakers are actually very reserved. I know that's a crazy thing to say.
Yeah. This is
the two.
This is maybe the last one you could possibly say that about.
Okay, so the whole when they're racing the train at the end of the film,
the Thelma and Louise moment.
Yes,
yeah.
There's like no shitty soundtrack going on.
Yeah.
There's no shitty pop song written for the movie happening.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just kind of like all road, which I really like when movies do that.
Yes.
I think that shows a lot of
when they let the moment just play.
That shows a lot of restraint.
I mean, then they do that weird like slow down warp thing with their faces.
They do, and then that lost me. And then the other place I think that this movie's actually very restrained is that they're only, and I mean, look, I don't know shit about shit, right?
Yeah.
But like all the cars are like Hondas.
Yeah, but those are
like racing cars.
From what I don't know shit about shit, but from what I understand, like rally racing cars, like street racing cars are going to be like Civics and like Subarus.
That's cool, man. I'm going to get into my Honda CRV and absolutely tear it the fuck up driving home today.
As you should go to the places in LA.
I'm going to hit the NOS and then immediately hit the car in front of me because this is Los Angeles and no streets are empty. Yeah. This movie is why we have traffic. Because people keep shutting streets down for their illegal drag races.
You mentioned there's no sound in this movie or cheesy sound effects. When in fact, just in the first street race alone, a fun fact that I read and noted was there are over 15,000 individual sound effects just in the first street race. They have.
Well, yeah, because they have to have a lot of like.
Yeah. They should have just hired you in this theme song. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. I think we could talk about like the production of this movie and stuff like that. Because of fun, I don't know. We saw that Brad Bird Q&A. I don't know if I learned this there or if I learned this from another time. I was listening to a conversation with the Iron Giant, but like Vin Diesel, which by the way, great use of capitalizing on the last name Diesel.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just fucking.
It's obvious. It's right on the table and you can't leave it.
No. And I think these movies are best when they are on the nose.
Oh yeah.
Like just fucking.
Absolutely. Like that is where.
They drive fast. They're furious.
You see the gas that Johnny Tran just like puts in someone's mouth, the oil.
That was really actually very severe. That was kind of dark.
That scene is brutal. Yeah.
Yeah. Also the drive-by was kind of intense.
Yeah. I mean, we, as unjustified as that raid on his family was, he's a bad guy. He's still a bad guy, but that raid is it's hard to get over now. So it's the first time I've watched this movie, and I think I have thought about that because it has been a while since I've seen this first one.
So I don't know, obviously, like how the casting of this movie worked because I've never seen this goddamn movie.
There were so many people in like contention for all the roles in this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I think they actually fit so well in this film.
It's perfect. I'm glad they ended up where they were. Like I know Natalie Portman, I think was almost Mia.
No, she was making Star Wars movies. She couldn't.
Yeah, no, she was busy at the time. Yeah.
Also, I think she was like 15.
Natalie Portman, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Kristen Dunst, Bijou Phillips, and Jessica Biel all auditioned for Mia.
Wow, the fact Jessica Biel is not in this movie is a miracle.
Yeah, and that role was written. These are IMDb facts I'm reading, so I don't grain of salt, everyone.
Sure.
But the role of Mia was apparently written for Eliza Dushku.
That makes perfect sense.
Yes,
that makes perfect sense.
I actually think she would be great. And like every other fact on IMDb about this movie is who was being considered for the roles of Brian and Dom.
Wow.
Like every other fact is a different actor being considered for those roles.
That's crazy. Yeah. So I know that one of Vin Diesel's like early reels and what was kind of getting his name in the industry, like like in general, he had this, it wasn't even really a reel. It was kind of like a Vin Diesel ad. And basically, I was called something like, "What race am I?" And
oh boy,
Vin Diesel, problematic. Yet, I do have to give him credit because I do think this is kind of a smart thing to do as an actor. he was basically showing up in different ethnic groups because he does have kind of a multicultural look to him.
Ethnically ambiguous look.
Like truly, if anyone could be defined ethnically ambiguous, it is Vin Diesel.
Yes.
And so he did like it was demonstrating like, look, I could play like a black guy, I could play like a Latino guy.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, not now. No.
Yeah.
I'd say no.
This is not a recommendation.
I'm not. Yeah. No. I will give him this much credit though. A smart way to get your name out there because truly, like he,
at the time it felt like it seemed like he could play anything.
It got him work.
It got him work. Yeah.
That he's like versatile, but he's using something not.
That's never the way I would describe Vin Diesel as an actor.
No.
But
no.
But
I thought about that in this movie, and I was like, yeah, actually, like. That is kind of an interesting strategy. It could only work once.
Yes.
And it could only work in that time.
Yeah,
it could
at a
only
very
be
specific
Vin Diesel.
time.
Yeah.
And God, it helped him in the race wars. We might cut that joke.
No, we're not. Oh my God. I forgot for a second that the fucking thing is called the race wars.
Oh yeah, no, that's
holy shit. Everyone has mercury poisoning.
Yeah, the writers of this movie certainly do. But we thank them dearly for it because what a film.
Just genius.
Do you have any predictions going forward? Besides a more mercury poisoning thing?
Woo! I think we're just going to see a steady decline of Officer Brian. He's going to lose all motor function. And I mean that literally.
Hey.
No, what's the next one? Is Too Fast, Too Furious?
Yes.
There's double the amount of people in it.
Yeah, you think it's like Ocean's movies where the number correlates to the amount of people they're adding to the team?
Why wouldn't they be?
So does that mean they're double the number? So there are 4 more people? Or
you have told me this next one takes place in Miami.
It does.
So maybe there's some smuggling going on there.
Uh-huh.
Maybe not drugs per se, but maybe some kind of smuggling.
But Amazon will certainly think it's drugs.
Well, Amazon, I think, is profiling these movies, and I don't appreciate that.
Yeah.
Although I will say these movies were made with like exactly a very specific audience in mind. And I think this movie plays to that demographic of film goers so fucking well.
It does. Absolutely. Like they're
really keyed into like, this is the culture of people who are going to enjoy this movie.
That is what I love and appreciate about this movie so much is that it does not ever try to be anything in this whole franchise. Like it never tries to be anything that it's not.
No.
And it takes that thread of what it is doing, douchey car racing, and doing the most with it and taking it to its extreme. And it will never broaden its audience for anybody. It will never compromise.
No.
And they've done so well.
They've committed to the bit.
And with every movie, they commit harder.
I think I was just about to say, like, from just what I've seen in terms of like trailers, they seem self-aware.
Oh, yeah.
Like they know.
These movies get more fun the more they seem in on their bit, and but not without being tongue in cheek about it. Like there's no meta
wink to the audience.
There's no wink and nod. They're like, no, you like this, and that's okay. So let's have the most fun with it. Yeah. And like we don't have to point and laugh at ourselves. We're just gonna do the thing.
And I will say, like even the performances of this movie, it's like it felt very natural. They're not acting with a capital A. No. Like they're not trying to put.
There are a couple times, but Vin Diesel.
Sure, but I think they're allowed.
They're allowed. Oh yeah, they're allowed to have fun because they scream so much in this movie. Yes. Like everyone just immediate reaction is yelling.
Well, they got to talk over the sound of the loud cars.
The 15,000 noises.
Yes,
plus noises in this movie. No, everyone's reaction the minute something bad happens is to scream at a person.
I just assume that's what.
Yeah, people do.
Yeah, in this world.
And also, again, I cannot stress enough how much the Vin Diesel's "You Almost Had Me" monologue is if I was an actor, what I would go into auditions
That
with.
must have been his audition, right?
Oh, it had to be.
Yeah. And
It
then
had
they
to
were
be.
like, he's got it.
I think, if I ever was asked to prepare a monologue for an audition,
That'd be funny.
I think that's a good typecast for me. I think I am a Vin Diesel type.
You know what? Actually, I went to an audition where they asked for like, your typical like 2 monologues. This was theater. It was like 2 monologues. And then it was like a 3rd monologue from a character who you would never be able to play on stage.
Oh, that's fun.
So that was kind of, that was like a cool.
Well, now you should have done.
Now I know I should have done.
You
Vin
almost
Diesel,
had me.
the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
And the University of Minnesota would have been like, excuse me? Run that by me one more time?
You almost had me.
Yeah, I'm doing a monologue from a film.
This is Vin Diesel in The Fast and the Furious 2001.
What's his name? Dominic
Toretto. And then Jason Statham, when he eventually shows up in these movies, has a wonderful pronunciation of it.
Okay.
In his Jason Statham
God,
accent.
I always don't, like, I know I just said that the next movie is going to have, like, more people in it, but, like, I don't want more cast. I like this cast.
Oh, no. Oh, you're in for such a ride on this podcast.
Okay. Literally.
Hey. Yeah. There are so many wonderful characters you have yet to meet on this journey.
Wow.
But we just got to take it a quarter mile at a time.
We are just that's okay. We got a tagline after the podcast. The Cast of the Curious, taking these films a quarter mile at a time.
Yeah. Just like you have to take life.
Exactly.
Quarter mile at a time.
I think I'm going to settle down with a nice Pizza Hut pizza and lukewarm glass of Mountain Dew for the next
Not
film.
a Corona?
Oh, shit. No, we do have to drink Coronas. You know what? Let's make tuna sandwiches.
I don't want that.
Yeah, that's a hard no.
I'm
If I see this motherfucker eat tuna again,
I don't
in
like
any of these films, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind.
Yeah,
and he is too, because he has mercury poisoning.
Because he is literally losing his mind.
He's losing his mind.
Yeah, watching this movie this first time, I was like, is that a commentary on how white he is and how
Yeah, there's a lot in that tuna business.
Yeah. They do a couple things where I'm like, you looked at the camera and said that as a character choice, but I don't understand what it is. Like where
it's a very flimsy.
Yeah, it's really.
We're also probably latching onto this a little bit too
We
much.
are, but there's a moment in the police station where the captain makes someone get them coffees, and he orders. Clearly the FBI is spending way too much taxpayer money on this operation.
So much money.
Because he looks this intern, I don't know.
The name was Muse.
Muse in the eye and orders he has to get 3 iced cappuccinos. And then there's a moment where they're like, do you want caffeine or decaf? And the captain looks directly into the camera and says, let's make it a decaf.
Oh my God.
And I was like, is that like, and it's me and my film school brain reading too much into it, but like the FBI is like too slow for Brian, or they think he needs to calm down.
Because
or like it's just the juxtaposition of the world, because Dominic Toretto is having like 4 shots of espresso.
Yeah, he's drinking just like black coffee.
He's drinking Nas.
He's
not the energy drink.
No,
he's actually
nitrous oxide.
His blood is Nas.
Yeah.
Pumping straight into his heart.
The other random food drop that I could not get over was this was when the F slur was used pretty hard. But they say, go to Fat Burger and get like a double cheeseburger next time for $2.95. Okay, Fat Burger is like $12.
Yeah, it's expensive.
It is like kind of a pricier.
Yeah.
I do love a Fat Burger though. Holy shit, I'll eat the hell out of a Fat Burger.
I don't know if you can get a double cheeseburger at McDonald's for that price.
In-N-Out, I think, is a pretty low price burger, but even that is minimum $3.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird food choices. Like Brian and Dom.
I just was like focused on every single time food was on screen.
Yeah, because it's truly insane. Because Brian and Dom, on their way to the race wars, they stop at the beach.
Yeah,
they have a nice little bro moment.
They just have like a plate of shrimp.
Yeah, as at like in what seems like Malibu. Like they are in a very nice affluent beach town. That is clear. And Brian complains about not being able to afford the shrimp. And I was like, yep, you ordered the shrimp.
Yeah.
If you're poor, check the price.
Honestly,
if you're that broke.
The shrimp quesadilla at that one, there's only one restaurant up in Malibu that like everyone eats at.
Yeah.
And that shrimp quesadilla is $35. And I'm not kidding.
Yeah. I've been that broke. And guess what? I don't order the seafood.
Yeah.
Brian, you maniac. You brain poisoned maniac.
No, he is suffering from mercury poisoning.
Yeah.
I'm locked into this theory. This is my theory. I think this is a fan theory. I think we could, well, I don't want to go to the boards and talk about this because I want to be spoiled.
Yeah. No, it's gonna, there are a couple things that you've said where I'm like, wait.
Okay.
During this podcast where I'm like, wait, as the story continues.
Put very vaguely.
But very vague as it unfolds.
Okay.
Just really the world starts opening up and we stop forgetting about missions and like there's obviously a loose mission in all of these.
Sure, there needs to be
it's more,
something to get them to Act 3.
It's more A to B, you know.
Okay. Got it.
Than this was. But
Great.
They get crazier. They get more off the rails and more they steer right into that skid.
Great.
Yeah.
And you just have to, when you're skidding out, you got to turn into the skid.
Yes.
So you don't flip your car.
And that's Carfax for you.
That is Carfax.
So,
a man also is split in half by his motorcycle. I just really do want to give a shout out to the guy who was run off the road by Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Like
and his motorcycle landed on him
died.
As he jumped a hill.
Passed away.
Yeah.
He died.
Yeah. I mean, they show him moving on the ground, but I don't know how much longer he's going to be moving for.
They talk about, and maybe this was like where we'll end things, but like they talk a little bit about how Vin Diesel beat that guy with the wrench or whatever, and he got carried away. And it seemed to me that he was showing remorse of like, I did not mean to actually go that far. I could have killed him and whatever. But then the body count of this movie like explodes.
Yeah. I mean, they don't confirm any deaths in this movie.
Okay. So like maybe Jesse like survived his drive-by shooting. Maybe.
No. Yes. But like they don't, I don't know, like I don't mean that as a foreshadowing way for you. I just mean like they do the Batman thing.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So like no one's killing anybody.
No one's killing, but Batman did drop a man off a roof. So
yeah.
what
But
did
like
he
the sustained injuries are probably going to be.
Yeah.
A little bit hard.
Yeah. And also you're kidding yourself if you're walking away from that interaction being like, I'm a good person.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
But yeah. So after one, do you feel on board with the franchise?
I'm very on board. I'm very curious.
Yeah.
Per the
title.
Per the name of the show. I am the curious. And you are the cast.
This is the cast. You are the curious.
Okay.
And I am the omnipotent being
great.
Who
you
is
could tell
also here.
You just said that so perfectly.
Because I nailed the words.
Okay. Out of 5 stars. Where does this land for you?
This one? Ooh, interesting. In the fast world, not in, normal boring movie land.
Yes.
I'm gonna give this one a 3.5 vrooms.
Okay, I was actually thinking 3.5.
Yeah.
I would give it a generous 4, but I think I need to see the other ones.
Yeah.
But surely I can totally see how these movies fucking rule.
Yes. Oh, they do.
For sure.
So yeah. You just gotta follow us in Sarah's journey.
Buckle in.
So, yeah.
Get in the car.
Yeah.
I got Nas.
She's got Nas. Slide in through the passenger seat door.
Yes.
Never open the door.
No.
Always slide.
No, that wouldn't be cool.
No, you always slide in and out of the window.
Yes.
And join us, won't you?
Thanks for listening. Too Fast, Too Furious next, which I'm too excited about because that is such a great movie title. I'm all in. And join us for that one. And in the meantime, don't eat tuna consecutively for 3 weeks. You'll get mercury poisoning.
Especially if it's hot and coming from a bodega in the middle of an island somewhere.
It's gross.
Yeah.
This has been a Small Beans endeavor. We're a bunch of pals who make podcasts, sketches, music, web series, and movies. The beans always have new ideas percolating, so make sure to check us out at patreon.com/smallbeans. That's patreon.com/smallbeans, where you can browse all of our current and past content, see what we've got planned in the future, and learn how your support can help the small beans grow into huge, giant monster beans. If you enjoyed this content module, please like, rate, subscribe, or tell a friend about us. We love you!